Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, my friends, welcome for another edition of the video productions by the Artelino Company. My name is Dieter von Schura, and I am your host for this video, and I'm the owner of a little family company located in southern Germany and here in the state of Bavaria, southern Bavaria. And we've sold art prints, mostly Japanese prints, in weekly online auctions since 2001. And I promise you one thing, this video will be interesting, and will give you information that you won't find on the internet and that you will not find in any books. The title is a little bit unusual, Mourning Elephants. So what's the background? I will tell you. In the summer of 2022, we received a consignment of wonderful Shinhanga art prints directly from Japan. And among these were several prints by Toshi Yoshida. Toshi Yoshida, famous leading artist of the Shinhanga art movement and son of Hiroshi Yoshida. And among his prints was one. We've never seen this design before, a mysterious scene showing elephants, and it caused immediately our attention and our curiosity. So what does this print show? The title is Dead Branches, or in Japanese, excuse my Bavarian style Japanese, in Japanese, Kare Eda. The print is dated from 1993, and it shows eight giant elephants and two baby elephants. And the large elephants, they carry branches, dead branches, and they apparently arrange them around the skeletons, the carcass of a dead elephant, around the skeletons of one of their own. My Japanese wife, Yuri, and I, well, in the next step we used Google, but also YouTube, to get more information, to find out, well, do elephants really mourn about their dead? Do they have funeral rituals? And my friends, there is a huge amount of information, both on Google and also on YouTube. There are so many videos about this phenomena. And I also found a report by CBS which said that there were scientific researchers about this phenomena, and that the scientists used YouTube videos to analyze this. However, my personal impression is that this research is still at an early stage and still under development. Well, we wanted, of course, in the next step, we wanted to find out how does it come that Toshi Yoshida shows such a scene on a print that he created in 1993. I mean, it's a fact, he was in Africa, and maybe he even experienced such a scene, or he heard about that. Anyway, we contacted former student of Toshi Yoshida in Japan, and the result is very interesting, and this is the information you will not find anywhere on the internet and in no book. It's the complete information how and why Toshi Yoshida created the so-called African series. The so-called African series of woodblock prints by Toshi Yoshida goes back to the request of a publisher of children books. The publisher company's name is Fukutake Shoin. Well, later this company's name was changed to Benesi or Benes Corporation, and that company actually still exists today. And the publisher of this company for children books wanted to create 20 volumes overall of children books about animals, each book about a specific animal, and I think especially about African animals. And Toshi was requested to make the images, the illustrations for these books, and also to write the text stories. And well, we know from the former student of Toshi Yoshida that Toshi was very enthusiastic and highly motivated for this project. Toshi Yoshida, overall, he could finish 17 volumes out of this total of 20 planned volumes. But Toshi Yoshida passed away in 1995, and the last volume, the number 17, it was this volume with this illustration, Kare Ida, with the title Dead Branches. And it is the story of an elderly female elephant and her group moving around in the African savanna. And this image, it shows the funeral ritual at night when the herd encountered the remains of one of their own. This last volume was published in 1993, so 2 years before the death of Toshi Yoshida. A few years before, he was already too weak. He had suffered from cancer to do any week, and therefore only 17 volumes of these originally planned 20 were finished. And this is also the origin of these woodcut prints, woodblock prints created by Toshi Yoshida, which were planned for the illustrations of this book. Of course, the book was not published with real woodblock prints, but as an offset book. With our contacts to Japan, indirectly, with the Yoshida family, we could find out that Toshi Yoshida made his well-known journey, his well-known trip to Africa, which was the basis of his woodblock prints of this so-called African series. He made this trip in 1973. And during this trip, he made sketches and photographs. And when Toshi Yoshida prepared himself for this series of children books, he studied the animals from videos which he watched at home again and again, and he also made frequent visits to the Tokyo Zoo. And at the Tokyo Zoo, he also made sketches and photographs. So Toshi Yoshida took the preparation work for this children book extremely serious. I myself, I was in Tanzania, in Africa, in the 1970s. I do not remember the year precisely, may have been 1974, 1975, so roughly the same time when Toshi Yoshida was in Africa. And I'm convinced Toshi made the same kind of trip, tourist and photo safari trip, which I made. During this trip you could visit several wildlife, natural parks, and I could watch animals, including elephants, very close. I mean, it was a fantastic journey, probably of a kind that you could not make today anymore. And I think Toshida's experience and mine very close, very similar. And I'm convinced when Toshi made this design for the number 17 of this children book series, he must have heard, he must have read about the stories of elephants, of mourning elephants, and elephants practicing funeral rituals. I think it's absolutely impossible that Toshi Yoshida invented this story. A few short words about the biography of Toshi Yoshida. He was born in 1911, and I already mentioned he passed away in 1995. And he was the eldest son of Hiroshi Yoshida. Hiroshi Yoshida, one of the great giants of the so-called Shinhanga art movement. Son and father had one thing in common. They were real cosmopolitans. And they traveled the world. Yeah, they liked that. They were curious. They were open for the world. Toshi Yoshida had seen the USA, Canada, India, Africa, Australia, and even the Antarctica. And he's considered a leading Shinhanga artist like his father. But the Shinhanga art movement is actually considered by art historians and writers of books as having ended in 1962. The main creative period of Toshi Yoshida is actually after 1945 until 2 years before his death, you can say. So I have a tendency to use or to invent the term post-Shinhanga for this great artist Toshi Yoshida, a little bit comparable to Impressionism and post-Impressionism. An artist like Gauguin is considered a post-Impressionist, and his style is, of course, different from artists like Monet or Manet. So let's call Toshi Yoshida a post-Shinhanga artist, but he was definitely a great artist and printmaker of the period after 1945. One of the greatest, no doubt about that. This print, Dead Branches, and 3 more wonderful woodblock prints by Toshi Yoshida are available in our current auction. And now I have to look up the number. It's the number 1745. Well, we've begun in the year 2001, so by now we are 21 years old, and we've always counted up by 1. So by now we've already had 1745 online auctions of art prints, and especially Japanese art prints. And today is August 11, 2022, and the auction will end in 2 days from now. Sunday at 8 p.m. Our auctions always end on a Sunday, 8 p.m. Central European time, and then the next second, the next one starts. And Central European time, we're always 6 hours ahead of you guys at the US East Coast. By the way, we like Americans. You're more than half of our clients, by the way. So don't think Artelino, just because we are located in Germany, is a European art auction site. Oh, by no means. And by the way, right now, due to the strong dollar and the high and inconvenient rate euro-dollar for Europeans, plus the impact of the terrible war in Ukraine, many European clients keep their pockets a little bit closed. So the percentage of you guys in the US among our sales has actually gone up from 50, well, sometimes to nearly 17%. So you guys in the US are very important for us. Therefore, we are always very nice towards you. Hi, America. Okay, take a look at our auction catalog. And as I already said, you can bid on these prints. There are a bunch of other fantastic Shinhanga art prints. We have a certain reputation for being strong in Shinhanga, by the way. Okay, thanks for watching a long video. And of course, take care of yourself. and I would be pleased to see you again for our next video.